time. Tutorials.
Here, check this out. So I've taped off all the spots where we have plastic scrapes and scratches. There's a scratch right there. There's a big, long one that goes across there. We've got all these scratches. We got a scratch right there. We got scratches all along here. We got all these scratches too. And you'd expect that in a trunk. We've got them on the liner here. We've got some scratches here. So what we want to do is we want to fix all these scratches, but I don't know if they're all going to be able to get fixed. Now, I've got a couple devices that we might be able to use. We're going to start off with a hairdryer. Then we're going to move to the pen heating gun tool, which is, do you have a particular name for that? No, it's just called heat gun. And then we've got a drill master, but not a drill. It's a heat master, okay? We're going to try that one. It's a 1500 watt electric heat gun. And then we're going to graduate on up to a plastic welder. And we're going to see which one of these actually does a better job. But I know we're going to be able to fix a lot of these particular areas. I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like under a microscope. Just check the links below. So there's a nice big gash. So that is what looks like the Pacific Rift. So that's a gash. There's another significant gash with sharper edge. There's a gash. Now what I'm doing here is I'm setting up a FLIR camera so we can actually see the temperatures that are involved here. There's our FLIR camera, we'll pop off the cover. We got a USB-C adapter. Female micro USB goes into this particular FLIR 1 device. They make USB-C FLIR 1 devices, but I do not have that. Comes in here, it's a USB female, USB-C. I just turned the power on. Let's plug it into the phone. We can see the heat of the garage. There's my hand. We're pointing it at the wall here, and let's start off with the hairdryer, okay? Right there we've got 73 degrees Celsius, 170 degrees, 171. And I see little to no change, okay? So now we're going to attempt to use this Heat Gun HG 300D double insulated 350 watts. It doesn't say what the top temperature is. It says caution, hot surface, avoid contact, but the heat's going to stream out of there. Let's see what we can get up to. You can almost see the plastic almost start to change its reflectivity. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like here. We're at roughly 222 degrees Fahrenheit. We got some smoking actually coming out of the top of here. Probably don't want to breathe that in. Let's work on a different cut. Let's work on this one. Let me just give it a little. It's definitely soft enough. We're not going to be able to fill in the gap like a scab, okay? Let's try this one down here, okay? Let's try this one up here. Let's try these over here. Basically what we're doing is we're just rounding out the edges of each one of these cuts. So we're going to have to be selective as to which ones we do. We have a scratch like that. We can see it start to change. Right there you can see the reflectivity. That's some of the oils coming out of the plastic. And you want to watch out for like the fibers of your hood or maybe the rubber molding off to the side. That actually looks a lot better from the angle. I think there was some dirt caught in it. That's why you can see that so well. You definitely want to clean it before you start this process. So maybe for small scratches, let's try this. We're going to try to address some of this small stuff over here and around the edges, okay? I don't know if you can see the subtle scratches up here, so maybe we can deal with these subtle scratches. Yeah, so it's these subtle scratches that are gonna work. So it's gonna be light scratches. That is a beefy scratch right there. So that looks a little better. That may be a good scratch. Just gotta pick your scratches. This is a really deep cut, okay? So I think that's a good time to try this welder here, okay? Let's go ahead and turn it on. Could we use tape and see if we could get this to flatten out? Problem is, a bit of a scratch. Yeah, there could be a good temperature to use to actually make this a little bit better. But honestly, that does look a little better, but still kind of terrible. You might even want a piece of tape that has the same pattern, and you'll be able to hold it over the top of it like that, okay? Let's try one more over here. That went away pretty well. So is this perfect? No, it's not perfect. Could we use a variety of techniques on a variety of scratches and make a difference? Sure, we can. We can definitely make a difference. So it's gonna depend upon the scratch that you have, how effective each one of these methods is gonna be. Just like in your skin, if your scratch is very deep, you're gonna have a scar. It's not gonna look good. It's not gonna stitch together very well. So when you melt this back in, everything's gonna kind of contract and round off the edges. So you have to be careful as to when you use this. Could we have a particular temperature that we get to and then go ahead and soften it, and we can fill in some of those deeper, more violent looking scratches? We could do that. You ruin the patterning on it, and you can embed pigment. So you don't want to ruin the patterning, but I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. Could you use a pattern? You basically rub it at a very particular temperature, and then you use maybe a piece of tape or whatever that has a pattern that's very similar, and then you just, while it's still pretty warm, you press and hold, not too hard because you don't want a depression, but you press and hold so you can get that pattern, so then it's camouflaged and then it looks fine. Some oils have come out, or this has just become shinier there. We're gonna try to use some Armor All or whatnot to minimize the difference between these two items. I did put the heat gun on there for quite a long time. Another thing I'm gonna try here is I'm gonna try to pull this clip off. If you look at that, that's got the same patterning as any of these areas that I have to address. I may be able to press that up against a soft area, definitely not in a curved area. I'll have to find something else to do that. So let's go ahead and give that a try. So anything that's sticking up too high and you're careful about it, you might be able to get away with, yeah, there you go, look. A small press just makes it go away. Let's try another one. So right there is what we're gonna try. This one actually just may be good with the heat gun. The cap's probably not the best way to go. It looks a little wet. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this. So there's a cut right there. So that's probably not gonna go away, but I could just get rid of the plastic and it would look a lot better. You see? I'm not gonna be able to fill in the gap with that plastic, maybe. But just removing it makes it look a little better, right? Now I'm gonna actually just get this shine to go evenly across all the areas that I've fixed. I'll simply just spray it on a rag here. Just rub it in like you're conditioning it. Watch out for the window because it will show up and you'll have to wipe the window down. You can let it sit in there and then wipe it down later. It's not a bad idea. You can spray it right on the material. Okay, so everything looks nice and shiny. Let's show you this right there. There's a black spot here. I don't know if I'll be able to get rid of it. Yeah, there we go. So the simple use of a heat gun and some plastic car protectant, you can make your trunk look quite a bit better and minimize all those scratches. So I'll put that and that in the link below. Check it out. Check out the links below. Garth Vapor, we out.